Ever wonder what happens if you cut your grass too low? Maybe you're wondering if you, I don't know, if you can cut your grass ultra low. Will it die? How bad is it really? See this grass back here? It looks amazing. I've been maintaining it kind of around 2 inches or so for about a month now. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it too low and show you what happens. Yeah. All right, hold on. All right. How about that? It does make for a fun play strip for the little kids. But this, I would say, is not overgrown and it's not short. This is really middle of the road. A lot of people cut their grass to this height right here. So if you go and put your mower, or don't even think about it, and accidentally get your mower in the lowest setting possible, and then somehow or other you accidentally grab a real mower and bring it down to 1/2 of an inch, the lowest setting that push reel mowers pretty much ever go to, it's not bad. It's not okay, or it's not bad. It's gonna be okay. Now this is relatively young grass, and as you look down underneath, we don't see very many white stems. So every now and then, if you cut it ultra low like this, it's not going to be a problem at all. Now if you go to more mature grass, this is my neighbor, and if for instance you were to cut this like ultra low, you're going to see, I mean, there's the dirt right there with grass sticking up. It's not that big of a deal. Really what it comes down to is the stems. So if you are regularly cutting into the stem at the bottom of your plant right there, then that means you're cutting off, like if I just pull this out, if I were to cut this at the bottom, you see how there's like a whole bunch of leaves? There's, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish green leaves. In theory, I got 6 leaves sticking up right there. So if I cut it too low, if I scalp it down to the ground, then I'm getting rid of all of those, leaving only a stem. And as you can see, it's not going to kill the grass. I'll show this later. I'm literally going to do this for the whole thing. So I'll give you an after shot here. The whole thing is going to get cut down, and we're mostly looking at stems at this point. All of those stems are going to leaf back out. So when we cut it super duper short, we're actually forcing the grass to put more energy into leaf production, and there's less leaf material on top to pull in the sun's energy for photosynthesis. And so when we talk about stressing the grass out by scalping it down, we're mostly talking about here is we're forcing the grass to start grabbing photosynthesis, or to grab energy from the sun in far less leaf material than it's prepared to deal with. Now it can deal with it, but what we don't want to do is let all of this, so if I were to go and let all of this grow up to about 4 inches and then bring it all the way down to the ground again, then eventually we're going to start killing the grass. But if we do this only every now and then, it's perfectly fine. This is turf grass. It is meant to be cut low. It's not like field grasses out of nature that are growing like 2 feet tall. This stuff can take it. But everything has its limits. We don't want to let it grow crazy tall and then cut it all the way down to the dirt over and over and over every single time we mow the grass. that's when we start damaging it. Probably should take the time to charge the battery every now and then. Right. Yeah. Not bad for taking it as low as all of the mowers will allow it to go. The saddest looking spot is right there. And what's wild is that if I come back in about 3 days, all of the new leaf growth is gonna come up and cover up a lot of this brown stemming action and some of the dirt that you can just barely see through. And it's gonna look incredible. As if this doesn't look incredible already. Look at this. It's like, that's how deep it is right there. Boom. See that? Yeah, you can show it as much as you want.
To do it.
Does it look nice?
And to do 40 minutes.
40 minutes? That's too much grass time.
60.
How about 1 minute?
Okay.
Okay.